My name's Nicola Bosco Alvarez, and I'm the director and choreographer for the Young People's Teen Musical Theater Company. It's a program with San Francisco Recreation and Parks Department. It's free during the school year. And this year, this season, we're doing a completely sustainable production of Disney's The Little Mermaid.
I'm really glad we're doing this because, like, with the Amazon fires right now and all the other stuff going on, like, you can really see how global warming and pollution and all this stuff's affecting us. And I think it's a really big issue.
I didn't realize how much waste musicals produced until this musical. You know, there are programs, there are posters, even sets that you never use again.
We're like reusing everything and we're not like buying anything, so it's been a journey.
It's so interesting to get to see like our cast come together and try to find a variety of ways that we can, you know, impact the planet. And it also, it's so, I don't know, gratifying to be in a show that's like doing more than just performing. It's like making a difference.
The company came to me and they said, you know, we want to do something and we want to use the shows as a platform. And I was absolutely supportive of that. The young adults, I let them really lead it. And Grace led this for me because she is the zero waste queen.
Act normal.
Yeah.
So I personally have been zero waste for a year and a half, which means that I don't make any trash, or I try to not make trash on just a daily basis. So I think when Nicola heard about that, she thought it would be really cool to incorporate that into a show.
She has completely inspired me to change my lifestyle, but also to look at a lot of what I do in theater and try to adopt some of her practices. So she's very environmentally conscious and she's changed her whole family's lifestyle to become zero waste.
I think I've always been pretty conscious about environmental impacts of things, but then when the California wildfires happened in 2017, I really started thinking that, you know, just biking around a little bit and recycling and composting wasn't quite enough. So zero waste is in my life it means that I don't buy anything in plastic, and any plastic I do get has to be recyclable. But I really try to stay away from recycling as well because only 9% of plastic gets recycled. So in general, I just found that the system of waste in the entire world is really not very well set up. I'm trying to kind of make the whole waste system more circular instead of that things end up just in landfills.
I started thinking, well, how can I do that with theater? And so I looked for a show that was somehow environmentally driven. We decided on Little Mermaid and just started to approach it from a completely different view.
Any member of the cast or crew can bring in the plastic that they make or any trash that they make, and so it's basically just collected. All of this and more has been collected in the last like 2 months since we started the show.
It gives you an idea of like how much we actually recycle and how much we actually kind of create with our plastic. We almost have too many items to work with for all of our props, which I think is kind of the point.
Bernadette Flynn is our scenic designer. She's amazing, and she's doing these incredible, beautiful washes and backdrops, and she's come up with this really organic and layered design.
The stair unit here is going to be, one side is going to be the boat, and the other, and then it's going to turn around and be a sunset where Ariel will sit up and sing. She'll sit on the top and sing one of her songs. And then it'll split apart and also be part of the palace. So everything is acting as more than just one scenic element.
You can't use like normal costumes. We sometimes use trash as costumes, and the way it comes out, it looks really cool.
Also much more fun, I think, and creative than just buying costumes.
I'm taking the bottom of the skirt off. It has a very, very, very long train, which gives us a lot of extra fabric.
It's great to be able to reuse scenic pieces that are very specific to a show, and you're like, we'll never use that again, but we are.
We've been collecting plastic bottles to make Ariel's grotto.
These are flower leis made out of the Fiji water bottle labels.
If you look at these like potato chip bags and you kind of twist them like you would tissue paper to make flowers, they make these really interesting shapes that actually look a lot like coral.
This is a bottle instrument. Sebastian plays, and we thought it'd be interesting if it was made out of plastic styrofoam, like the packing peanuts, and tape. It's gonna be painted over to look like coral. These are recycled, used socks, so we're not buying any new socks, and those are actual pieces of plastic that otherwise would have gotten thrown away. Bottles are one of the biggest forms of plastic that pollutes the oceans.
We have a whole curtain made out of plastic water bottles and a tarp that's, blue like the ocean, but it's plastic.
We're showing that the ocean is polluted with bottles and plastic bottles and garbage.
We don't want the show to be depressing, but we do want it to be something where you're thoughtful of it.
We see everything that's been reused, or everything that has been produced for just consumption and is disposable, single use, just displayed out here because of the input of one person.
I think it's really impacted my life more than I thought it would, because I didn't know when I was signing up that it was going to be zero waste, but I'm actually really happy that it is.
I started asking the cast, when we approach this, we're going to all make choices.
We were asked, each one of the cast members, to pick 3 different things that we could do to help be more sustainable.
I've stopped buying all the clothes that have plasticky materials that'll wash off into the ocean.
I picked composting.
Take the bus every day to school.
Go to the beach and actually help with the trash that's going on.
I'm trying to become a pescatarian.
Snacks like my lunch in a Ziploc bag, I try using a Tupperware container to reuse.
I've been taking shorter showers.
No plastic bags, no plastic forks or spoons.
I also have my own metal straw. I'm thrifting more, taking public transportation more.
I actually asked for a water bottle for Christmas.
6 ounces of beef takes around 600 gallons of water. So I've decided to cut out beef, and I'm also not eating almonds because of the immense water usage.
It's really clear that the young people are leading this whole movement. And more people my age and older than me, we just really need to take their lead. We need to pay attention to how much energy they're investing in this, because I feel like it's everyone's responsibility, but I feel like they feel the responsibility and they take the burden and they actually understand the detriment.
We will be growing up and we will be having to deal with these problems. And so with this production, I think that it's a good stepping stone as to the future of musical theater, and that more and more productions, not even in musicals, dance shows, recitals, how they can be 100% sustainable.
I know I've learned a lot more things that I didn't know about it, and I think it should be taught more in schools, just bringing up the conversation.
It's really inspiring to do zero waste, and then it's also inspiring that one person majorly influenced it, and that even just one person can make a big impact.
It's definitely important to do your part for the environment.
If every company were to do this, they would know how hard, but also how relieving it is to know that we saved a lot of not only money, but just waste.
Rethink how you approach everything instead of always just, taking the easy and convenient way. Sometimes the creativity that you have to use to be a little more conscious of what you're using actually brings some really beautiful things to light.
Doing a 100% sustainable show in turn allows you to adopt a lot of sustainable habits, which can overall make the world a much greener place.
Last of all of the garbage, recycling. This is all the plastic bottles, soft plastics, aluminum, more soft plastics and aluminum that I just put in here. It's all been properly disposed of at Recology. I highly recommend you come here. Everybody here is super nice, very helpful, and none of it is going to be in the landfill.